morning. I wanted to look at, let me grab some cards, and I wanted to look at Jill Biden went 3 times. I didn't know she went 3 times to the Navajo Nation. So I'm really, really happy to see that. So what is the takeaway from these meetings? How well did they go? How well did these meetings go with Jill Biden and the Navajo Nation? When Holland got her position, I'm so hoping that finally the not only Navajo, but we have Pine Ridge is one of the most distressing reservations out there. There's no infrastructure. The housing, the things that are there are falling apart. They're not allowed to build without government approval. I mean, there's just so many things going on that people are not even aware of. They don't even have water piped in. People are still having to go miles and miles and bring water back to use in their homes. Okay, it's really distressing the way people have to live there. So what was the takeaway of these 3 trips that Jill Biden made to the Navajo reservation? Okay, first card out, government. Jill Biden is in a position of power. Okay, she can do something. And I think she's meeting with those on the Navajo Nation that have an understanding, of the sacredness, and they have, again, the the wisdom, the knowledge needed to put things forward. So the challenges, there's just so much that needs to be done there. The pandemic has been really especially hard on the Navajo Nation because they have no water. They have no water. You have families, a lot of family members living in very close quarters. And so they've been losing a lot of their elders. And with the loss of their elders, there's loss of culture, loss of language, so many losses. So that is a challenge. And like I said, the infrastructure out there, it's dirt roads. They don't have paved roads. They don't have, they didn't want to let them vote because they don't have addresses out in the reservation. So many things. I think they're talking on so many levels and finding out what needs to be done, what can be done, how to go forward. Okay. Conscious thoughts. Yeah. Again, the conditions out there are so poor. There are no jobs. Okay, there are no jobs, there are no facilities, they're housing, they need housing, they need jobs, they need infrastructure. Okay, it's if you've ever been out to the reservation, a lot of people think that the reservations, that they all have casinos, they're all making a lot of money. Well, no. Not all of them are. There are some that are, but each tribe is separate. Each tribe is different. Okay? There are some of them that said, I don't want gambling on our reservation. Our reservation is a sacred place. Okay? We're not gonna sell out. We want our traditions. We want to keep what we have. Okay? Subconscious thoughts. yeah, it's time to look into this. We need to investigate this, okay? We need to get to the heart of it. We need to look deeper, okay? In the past. Okay, and I think this past victory has to do with Holland finally coming into a place in a position of power, a position of finally victory, that they have a voice in the government. It's a long time in coming, okay, long time in coming. Okay, so outcome, okay, death card. So hopefully the end of some of this drama, and that it can get on a better level, but it has been, literally there have been a lot of deaths from the pandemic on the reservations too. But hopefully they put an end to this stuff and they're able to move forward into something better. What's above all this? Justice. They need justice, okay? Again, long time in coming. You know, they've made, unfortunately, the government has made treaties with native nations that they haven't kept, okay? And all they want is justice. All we want is what was promised to us. All we want, you know, is to be a sovereign nation, but we need that help. This was our land to begin with, okay? This belonged to all native peoples to begin with, okay? So they want some respect. They want to have things looked into. They want to have treaties that were made be followed through, okay? So how they see themselves, okay, part of the world, part of the nation. They have their own world, they have their own nation, okay? And maybe some of this is going to come to an end. Maybe some of it's going to get better. It's a long time in coming. Energy surrounding it. It's time to move forward. We need to actually, you know, carry a big stick and go forward. Okay? Let's look at what's underneath of this, the foundation. All we want is a strong arm in government. We want truth. We want to have this go forward. We want this looked into. We want justice. It's time. It's time. Okay? So I think that this has to do, again, with Deb Haaland and with Jill Biden. We need strong women there that are going to help us to get justice, okay? That are going to investigate, that are going to look deeper, and that are willing to start an action to move forward in a beneficial direction, okay? Hopes and fears, again, that they've been tied up for so long, okay? That's the truth of it. They're sovereign nations, but they are tied up. Like I said, even though it's a sovereign nation, the government says you cannot build, you can do nothing without our permission, okay? So it's a sovereign nation that's been hamstrung along the way, and it's time for that to change. Outcome, yeah, it's about time. It's about time to make some sweeping changes, okay? It's time to put an end to the old drama, and time to come forward in a beneficial way, okay? So I'm really happy to hear that they've had 3 meetings. And let's hope that something finally gets done, and that part of the infrastructure things that Biden's going to do will include the Native American nations that need to have just, I mean, normal things to be able to have housing, be able to have, water, be able to have, just these things that most people take for granted, okay? Paved roads. If you've ever seen the reservations when it's wet and rain, I mean, they've got mud like this, the cars are getting stuck, it's really treacherous. So cold. And they're living in mobile homes with big holes in the roof. I mean, really, again, disrepair. And they're not allowed to build, not allowed to just do normal things. So again, let's hope that this goes forward. It's time, for Pete's sakes. And, it would be good if people would learn to live, again, a little more like the Red Road, taking care of Mother Earth, understanding that this earth supports us, and it's through the animals that we are able to live, and we need to be more respectful of those things going forward. So, nice reading. Let's hope that the cards are right and that things are going to start to change for the better. It is a long, long, long time in coming. So love and light, if you've enjoyed this, please give a thumbs up. It does help the channel to be seen. If you don't give a thumbs up, people aren't going to see the channel. It's that simple, okay? The more thumbs up people have, the more this comes up. When you do a YouTube thing, then it will more easily come up. Otherwise, it gets buried, and you'll be lucky if you ever see it, okay? If the channel sees the light of day, okay? So thank you so much, love and light. Please be safe out there, mask up, and we'll see you online.